252 million years ago, Earth stopped breathing. Forests turned to ash. Oceans turned toxic. The skies rained acid. And nearly every single living thing, plant, animal, insect, even microbes, was wiped out. Not in a few years, not in a few centuries, but in a geological blink. This wasn't the extinction that killed the dinosaurs. This was worse. Much worse. This was the Great Dying, the deadliest event in Earth's history. And somehow we survived it. So how did life come that close to vanishing? What triggered the collapse of the entire biosphere? And what eerie clues does it leave behind for us? Let's travel back to the moment when Earth almost became a dead planet. It's the end of the Permian period 252 million years ago. Earth looks nothing like today. The continents are fused into a single supercontinent, Pangaea, a giant, dry, desert-covered landmass that stretched from pole to pole. The oceans? Massive and stagnant. Their bottoms lacked oxygen. The skies? Thick with carbon and unrelenting heat. This was a planet on the brink. And then something happened. Something explosive. And it would change everything. In what's now Siberia, the Earth split open. Massive volcanic eruptions, known as the Siberian Traps, began spewing lava and toxic gas into the atmosphere, non-stop, for over 1 million years. Let that sink in. 1 million years of fire. This wasn't just any eruption. It released over 3 million cubic kilometers of lava, enough to cover the entire US in a mile of molten rock. But the real killer? The gas. Massive amounts of carbon dioxide and methane were pumped into the air, turning Earth into a pressure cooker. Temperatures soared by up to 10 degrees Celsius globally. Oceans warmed. Oxygen plummeted. And everything began to unravel. As CO2 levels spiked, oceans began to suffocate. With less oxygen, marine life struggled to survive. But that was only the beginning. The warming water unleashed hydrogen sulfide, a deadly gas produced by sulfur-loving bacteria that thrive in stagnant, low-oxygen seas. Hydrogen sulfide is lethal. It smells like rotten eggs, kills anything that breathes, and it destroys the ozone layer. Earth's oceans turned into toxic bathtubs, releasing clouds of purple death gas into the sky. And as it spread, even land animals began to drop. Over 96% of marine life gone. From massive trilobites to coral reefs that had thrived for millions of years, all erased. Forever. Maybe you could have escaped the dying seas, but you wouldn't last long on land either. The atmosphere was hotter, drier, and thicker than ever. Acid rain poisoned soil. Massive wildfires burned across continents, destroying entire forests. And without plants, herbivores starved. Without herbivores, carnivores followed. It's estimated that 70% of land vertebrates perished. Giant predators like Inostrancevia and strange reptiles like Scutosaurus wiped off the face of the Earth. It was ecological collapse in real time. Nothing was safe. Not in the ocean. Not on land. Not even in the air. But something did survive. Tiny, cold-blooded, low-metabolism creatures, able to dig underground or go dormant, endured. Some fish in deep pockets of the ocean. Some lizard-like synapsids hiding in burrows. And a few strange creatures that would one day evolve into us. You heard that right. If even 1 more percentage of life had been lost, mammals might never have appeared. Humans might never have existed. Scientists believe the ozone layer was so destroyed by this event that plants developed UV-resistant spores to survive the ultraviolet radiation. Yep, the Earth was so toxic, plants were mutating their reproductive cells just to exist. The Permian Triassic extinction, the Great Dying, wasn't just a mass extinction. It was a reset, a cleansing fire that almost ended the story of life before it even began. But from those ashes rose the age of dinosaurs and much later, us. So when we talk about climate change, mass extinction, and the fragility of ecosystems today, remember, this has happened before. And Earth doesn't ask for permission before hitting reset. Because if 97% of life can disappear in a blink, then so can we.